political atmosphere in Anambra State is very calm. Political parties are rounding off with their campaign activities. And today, in various local government areas, we witnessed the sorting, checking, and bashing of sensitive and non-sensitive materials by INEC officials to make sure that everything is ready and complete for Saturday's polls. And then we know that the proper conduct of election is not exclusive to INEC. Every other stakeholder has a role to play. And so the security agencies in Anambra State today came together at the Anambra State Police Command to hold a joint security meeting to address various issues pertaining to security, in the conduct of this presidential and National Assembly election. And after the meeting, the new CP redeployed to Anambra State for this election addressed the press and disclosed that they have identified some flashpoints based on the threat analysis they made. And those places include Onitsha, Ogidi, Ajali, even Oka here, and several other places. And they said that they have made adequate deployment to these areas to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order before, during, and after the election. He also appeals to the people of Anambra State to troop out en masse on the day of election because their safety is guaranteed.
I want to assure Anambarans that we are ready to ensure what they want. Because I was told, if there is contrary view, I was told that Anambra is ready for free and fair election. I was given that brief, and I am happy with the Anambarans. Unless otherwise. And we are not carried away by that assurance. Do you have information that there will be ballot snatching in Anambra? To the best of my knowledge, there will be no. And to the best of my knowledge, if there is, all the security agencies are ready. You will see us, in addition to deployment, we have patrols. We have standby here and there. We have automated patrol planned so that at any given time, we'll just move in at any distress call situation, we'll move in.
That's all from Anambra State. It's back to you there in the studios.
Thank you very much, Joy. Well, again, an update, general idea. I hope this is what, of course, is going on across the country. And as we get the updates, we're bringing them to you here on the verdict. Now, back to you, Mr. Tufoduri, and this issue of results. Now, for many people listening to you, they'll be wondering, because this has always been the dilemma. You may have the results. For example, with broadcast media, you may have the results, you can do all the tabulation, but you're not allowed to announce.
Fine.
That is the exclusive preserve. The INEC chairman still made reference to that statement today. That is the exclusive preserve of INEC. Those who talk about projecting, broadcast media can't project. They're not allowed to project. The print may, but the broadcast cannot. But in terms of the broad outlook, and we're talking of 2 days away now, when you're, there's always been this argument between being patriotic in your reporting and being real, especially when being honest and real could lead to,
something else.
yes, crisis situations and so on. Where is this line, and how do we walk it?
Well, again, the point to say is that there are clear guidelines for covering this election, and as much as possible, we need to abide by them. We don't need to be carried away about being the first to break the story and when it's not true. But like we return back to the argument we were talking about was that if an electoral officer in a local government announces that result, it's the result for that local government. It's not the total figure. So we need to be very sure of what we're talking about. Again, like we said, some of these other people who are breaking these stories don't have any address. They don't have any address. I mean, they don't have any stake.
They're not bound by any
They're not
code.
bound by any rule. You can't even find some of them. So much as we want to break the news, we need to have that kind of restraint in ensuring that we don't behave like people who are not certified to do this.
No, who have no addresses.
Who have no addresses. So it's important.
Looking at the American code, it's kind of updated. So they're talking about beyond being a professional, traditional journalist, anyone who is publishing anything, anywhere, should also look to the principles of journalism, fairness, balance, equity. I don't know, can we do that in this part of the world?
Oh, well, yes, we are. The dynamics of, the realities of today's reporting clearly indicates that we just have to start following that pattern. The difference between a journalist who has gone to school, a trained journalist, and those information traffickers is the fact that they will not verify a story. They will not even go and cross-check. They don't even know the consequences of releasing
the information.
And don't forget, they can take it down.
And as far as they are concerned, it's fun. But a trained journalist knows the consequences of releasing an information. That's why public policy and public communication are extremely important. Because the essence of you releasing that information is to generate an action.
Right.
And is that action going to be positive or negative? So you have to think twice. But for information traffickers, he doesn't care. He just wants to get that information out and then maybe a little bit of excitement and then he goes.
Get the clicks.
But for a trained journalist, he also knows that the consequence of doing this. Because if you don't have a nation, where are you going to practice? So that's some of the things we need to keep on telling our people during the series of trainings that we've had before this election. And we've had capacity development through all these development agencies, development partners, and even the union. To tell our people, this is how you are going to do it, because after election, there must be a country. And so if there must be a country, we must be responsive and be responsible in the information that we're going to put out. As I said, we tell our people, go and read the electoral law very well. Also, the code of conduct of the NUJ is also a guide. And especially, there is a code of ethics for political reporting. So it's quite clear. Now, but the funny thing about development over the years is so many rules are being broken. Like what the CNN did during the last election. They did the projection against the normal rule of broadcasting. I hope I won't see that in Nigeria, but because everything we like to copy. And so we just have to
They did that and they were wrong.
And they were wrong.
That's it.
Yes.
They thought that to be wrong.
But the point is, look at the reverberating effect of that. But that is a community area where people, after things simmer down, people can come together. We can't try that in Nigeria. And that's more reason why NBC is extremely nudging on the broadcast media that you cannot toe that line. And it's very important. That's, apart from the part that are going to pay fine, they're going to also seize your license for broadcasting. So you just have to look at the consequences. It's better for you not to damn that consequences, right? So that you can be in business. And you are going to be in business if there's a nation. You have a country. And so it is important for all of us to understand these dynamics, that we cannot be taken away by the surge of technology and the influence of what happens in the West. Here, Nigeria is a peculiar country. And we understand the nature of how it goes. And we must ensure that Nigeria as a country remain what it is.
You know, at every briefing,
Right.
people talk about security of the ballot paper, the smart card reader, the voter, security for the media, the press men and women who are on the beat, capturing these things that are not so pleasurable. Is that improving? And looking at Saturday.
Well, it's improving to the extent that there is now more education. Hitherto, some journalists just think we've done this before. We're going away. Recently, I was at a station where there was a briefing. Little things as, what kind of clothes do you wear? So you wear a cloth that has umbrella this time. It sends another signal. So you need to be sure, what kind of clothes do you wear? Again, are these journalists insured? We need to begin to ask questions. Are media houses insuring? Because if somebody goes to a place and he gets attacked or whatever, what happens after that? So there's a lot of awareness. People are asking questions. And I've been at training where people are telling you, this is the implication. When you are going to a place, inform the security. When you arrive in a place that is secluded. No, then if you also work for media houses that are labeled to be supporting, you need to also be very, very careful. Don't take it for granted. You could be a subject of attack. Somebody said, so you are going to a place and you enter the vehicle of a politician because he can give you a ride. If that politician is targeted, you are going to be affected. So those are the basic security things that we need to, and we need to know what to carry. Someone said, if you are a lady and you are going to cover, don't wear high shoes. That could be time to run. So those are basic little things that we need to respond to.
Indeed. But I mean, but if you look at it now against Saturday, Are you confident, both of you actually, are you confident that security would be in place for the media? Because it's one thing to want to go and cover something and to want to report the truth. But if you look at your environment and you are not safe, you are surrounded by people who want you to slant it in one way or the other, and you have no one there to safeguard your position, what options have you?
The first option is native intelligence. It's right. Because you must have a life. Because you call it to be a reporter. I keep telling people, it's better for you to report a story than you being reported. There's a clear distinction between the two. So what you need to do is that you know the flashpoints. If you know you are going to so and so area, don't walk alone. And if you have a branded car, and you know that you belong to a little bit of 1 million that people are scared as, oh, it belongs to, they are supporting, I know, presumably, that this is supporting one political party or the other.
Which may in fact not be true.
Which might not be true. The code is clear, because fairness and balance, those are the creeds. Every journalist, no matter what happens, you give everybody equal platform for them to, to operate. And that's what we have been doing now. Right. But to an ordinary person, he doesn't understand that way, or a young politician, if you are not doing his bidding as far as he is concerned or she is concerned, I mean, they're just on the other side.
Person. That's it.
And so, as we said, you start from your dressing. So we need to re-emphasize this. Ensure that you are well cute. So if it comes to you running, you can pick the race. Right. Okay. And then, whatever thing you are going to use, they should be too verbose, because technology has made life so easy, except if you are a television person, you need to carry camera and so on and so. But if you are a print person, you should know that you just need some miniature, tools for you to get the job done. And that's why we emphasize for broadcast stations, they must have a branded vehicle, and a very good one, not so that if there is a crisis and it will break down, then there's a problem.
Then you are stuck.
Then you are stuck. So these are some of the things that we need to know. And when you get to anywhere, we keep telling them, your first port of call, get to the NUJ. What's the NUJ council here? Who are my guys? Where are you guys going? Then they can tell you how you are going to navigate that environment, because they understand that environment than you.
Who is just coming.
They are just coming in. Yeah. So once you have done that, then go to a police station. Find out who is the DPO of this place, who is the commissioner of police of this place, who is in charge. Then you exchange numbers. So if there's crisis, you can do that. Of course, we've also done a training about how you can use so many devices that can track where you are. So your office, you don't, okay, you are going to a particular place, there's something that tells in the office that you are there. And tell the other person that I'm going to so and so place. So if there's a problem, you don't see me so and so time, then you know that you raise an alarm.
Something has happened.
That has happened. But beyond all this, I said native intelligence, is that you also need to know why that is that you don't need to take the unnecessary risk. It's clear.
Okay. Just this afternoon, I was reading a report by the International Press Center where they have a security alert team for journalists.
Yes.
They have telephone numbers, where to call. It's available online. So that when you are in danger and you sense that somebody may want to attack you, you can call. So that, and like he's saying, so that people can come to your rescue.
To your rescue there.
The truth is that it's a very charged atmosphere, and journalists need to really watch their back. It's very, very important.
We have read out hotlines. The NUG National Headquarters, we have hotlines that you need to call. State Council in Lagos too, we also have the same thing. And we're going to start discerning that from tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what we're going to say.
These are the hotlines you need to call for so and so. If in case that's what the vehicle is there. On Saturday, I'm going to rove. I'm going to move around with some selected journalists from abroad that will come and join us. And so I will tell them, anywhere you are, just give us a call. And you have that dedicated SIM card reserve. We had that training at IPC, recently about 4 months ago, about safety for journalists during the elections. We've had that, and I've been telling them, go back and read the manual very well. But what you need to do at a certain point in time. And so that's why I'm rehearsing the first thing for you. Which hotel are you going?
I was just about
don't go to an obscure, because you want to save money. No, don't go. It's why it's cheap, not at all. And that's why we also implore media organization that you need to provide budgets, good budget for election, for covering elections. For example, where I work the Voice of Nigeria. I'm quite happy, what those guys are going out. And I keep telling them, this is not a time for you to save money. It's better for you to save your life so that you can witness the next election. It's a basic thing. So put your senses together. And anywhere you are, don't go move alone. Go in group. And so if anything happens to you, people can raise an alarm. So it's very, very important. So these hotlines, we'll read them out to our people. We'll put it on WhatsApp, also put it on newspapers, we'll put it on television. We're going to send some couple of to you guys too. So you can let it roll. So at every point in time, our guys know where they are.
Thank you so
We are able to talk about ourselves.
Yes,
absolutely.
And one would hope that many of our colleagues are, of course, listening, because sometimes we run into these traps and inside what some people will call the barbed wires, you know, without knowing, because you are busy thinking about the story and forgetting
the exclusive.
that you've got to be there to be able to report on the story. But I want to thank Dr. Kazeem Akinreti, Chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Lagos State. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, Mr. Lekon Otufodure, Executive Director, Media Career Development Network. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's been completely enlightening having you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ijoma, time to go.
Time to go. We've got one day.
Yes, just one day. One day left.
Between
Tomorrow
here
is the
and
eve,
Saturday.
as you said.
Yes,
tomorrow is the
election
eve. So
yes.
tomorrow, of course, the transmission will start off much earlier than today. The Verdict Studios will open at 7 in the morning and run throughout the day and run throughout until the elections are concluded and the results are announced. But for now,
it's going to be exciting, right?
indeed.
So for now, we have to go. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.